as spawning in the top right-hand corner here of top right-hand corner here of Tourmaline, we have the red Protoss player representing Stouty Bulls. It is Shameless. Coming in as the #1 seed of the tournaments and spawning in the right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the yellow Zerg player himself from Linus, Sweden, representing Team Roddy. It is Fjant. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. Coming into this, we do expect Shameless to do well here. Again, he's the #1 seed for a reason. At the same time, as I mentioned, Fjant has been less active as of late, so I'm curious to see how he does hold his own, whether he can compete and compare it to Shameless. Show us what you got as he does move out with the proxy hatch. Okay. Okay, baby, okay. Let's go. The drone does move out, so ready to dive in, ready to hatch block into the natural. Fjant still does get the natural base back at home, that is true, but he is gearing up to go for that proxy hatchery inside of that natural to try to force an overreaction. The goal here would be to force Shameless to pull the boys, to waste mining time, and to have a disrupted start. That's the hope, that's the goal. Here comes the hatchery. Let's go. Let's go. From here, we have the hatchery being placed here on the low grounds. And we do see that Shameless doesn't overreact. So again, as I mentioned before, the hope was for Shameless to pull the boys. Shameless doesn't pull the boys, and is going for his own Zealot response, gate into Cybercore. Likewise, Shameless just expands elsewhere. Like, oh my god. He just doesn't even care. Going for the unnatural natural. Shameless's build is still on point. He is more exposed, that is true. He is more exposed, but Fjant needs, it's going to be on Fjant to punish. It's going to be on Fjant. As the hatchery is going to be shut down. Yeah, from here he's going to be able to take down the expansion. Remember, behind this, Shameless should be... sorry, Fjant is droning. He's just droning. He should be saturating. We have Queens on the way. Link speed as well. Pulls out of gas. It does make an extra pair of links here to be somewhat annoying, but it shouldn't get too much done. Shouldn't get too much done. As we mentioned, like, the goal was to try to force an overreaction, but Shameless, he just chills. Just expands anyway. Oh. Looks like there was a bit of a pause. Looks like there was some latency issues. As from here, we're going for the Stargate into the Oracle. The Overlord will at least confirm the initial Stargate and Oracle timing. So County does have eyes on this, thankfully. He at least does confirm. Shameless is still rallying across. Go for the Oracle. The Oracle does work towards the bases. Adept shades in. He can choose. We can one-shot drones. Yeah, so far gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones. Oh god, 4 drones go down. Some brutal damage early on, and Shameless does pull away. Okay, pulls away so far. Nice start for Shameless. Behind this, he's not done. Moving out with a second Oracle. And it's on Fjant to recover. Yo, we're just going for a Link Queen, a Link Queen all-in? We are. Okay, we're just going for the all-in. So from here, Fjant is just flooding. He's just flooding across the map. It's all or nothing. We are loading into Tourmaline. Tourmaline has a very short rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored, and we are not joining whatsoever. Just purely Link flooding. Just going for the Link flood. Queens are waddling across the map. And so far, I believe Shameless doesn't know. He does not know. He's not aware. Go to spot extra lings. Back at home, can he hold on? Warp gate is going to be done. Batteries on the way. The oracles, they do make it back. There's 3 oracles to defend. And here comes the all-in, getting us up the first pylon, forcing the activation of the pulsar beam. Queens are moving in. We need those warp-ins, by the way. Shameless. There we go. Now he starts to warp in. He's going to have minimal units to defend. Fjant, he can pull this off. He can pull this off. Now getting to the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. The pylon is going to go down. Oh, diving on the queens. No transfuse. No, they can't transfuse. There's no creep. Yeah, there's no creep here. Every queen will fall. And now we can just go to town. We can just go to town here. Every ling will crumble to the might of these oracles. Jesus, with 4 oracles, they just melt the Zerglings, and with that, Shameless is holding. Shameless, he is holding. Losing 5 probes. He still has energy left over. We're still trying to rally across the map, still trying to break the 3rd. He's trying, Bab, he's trying. Does get the adepts. He gets 1. It brings down one of the adepts. Meanwhile, big shout out to G Knight in the chat. God, Baby God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months. 3 months with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Baby. Thank you. As we can see here, the Fiancé's running out of steam. He's just running out of steam. Another queen falls. This is not good enough damage. Back at home, he has 28 Zerglings. Only 28. Again, barely an economy. And with that, we're just trickling out. We're trickling out, running out of steam. Just a handful of Zerglings. The Zealots, they hold their own. Shameless still with the booming economy here. 54 drones, 54 probes. Crazy economy. And Fjant is not stopping. I mean, what can you do? Like, you can't drone from here. No shot. Like, droning from here would not work. Does get 3 probes. And we're just hoping we can maybe try to catch out some Zealots off guard and get a surround and collapse on something. That's the hope, Bappy. That's the hope. Ah. Charge is done. Oof. Charge is complete. We do have Archons now on the way. You can see here Fjant's getting ready for round 2. The hope here is that maybe Shameless is too greedy, right? Maybe Shameless claims a 4th base and he throws down like double Forge and Templar Archives and skips warp ins and is just overly greedy. That's like the one hope here for Fjant. Is that Shameless is overly greedy. We can see that isn't the case. We're getting ready for a delayed Bane bust. Let's go. Ah no, the revelation reveals the Bane nest. Shameless, he knows. Extra Archons. I mean, Archons are ideal against all Link Bane. Fjant attempts to commit in. We surround. And here come the Oracles. Yeah, the Oracles, they support. GG gets called, and Shameless will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, it was a very shaky start for Fjant. Fjant losing, what, 4 drones at the start of the game. Fjant did decide to go for a massive all-in, going for a Link Queen all-in. Unfortunately, again, there's no creeps, so transfuse is not a factor. He only had Links and Queens. And we saw that Shameless had a really tame response, by the way. Like, he almost just did not care. Shameless, he was just, warping a couple of units here and there. He had his 3 Oracles to defensively back at home. He was able to catch out to all the Queens and then just snowball from there. Like, again, the Mass Oracle was more than enough. GG. Not even Mass Oracle, just triple Oracle was more than enough. GG well played. With that, the Link Queen all-in fails, and now we're loading to game number 2. We're hoping for a back and forth. We're hoping for a bit of a series here, but the pressure is on Fjant, and we'll see how we will approach the game on White Rabbit. This time a much larger map, so these all-ins are less effective. They're going to be less effective here. We'll see how Fjant does approach. Let's go. As spawning in the top right corner of White Rabbits, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself, leading the series 1-0, representing Stanley Bulls. It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Swedish Zerg player, the yellow Zerg for Team Ruddy. It is Fjant. We're going for a 13-12. Okay. We're just clowning, but we're clowning. 13-12 here out of Fjant. He's completely all in. With this, he can go for a Link Flood, he can go for a Bane Bust. We'll see if he stays in gas after 100 gas, or if he does pull out. If he stays in, then that's indeed with a Bane Bust. If he does pull out, it's just a Link Flood. But regardless, hyper aggression out of Fjant. Okay. We're being hyper aggressive. From here, we do see Shameless moving out with his probe scouts. He will confirm lack of expansion, and he should be able to confirm the early tech as well, the early gas and early spawning pool. Shameless moves in. Shameless confirms. Now he knows. And we can see he pulls out, right? We do pull our gas. Just a Link Flood. There's no banelings or roaches behind this. Back at home, we do have a 2-gate response. Ooh, 2-gate setup here. Delayed expansion into extra zealots and adepts into an extra counterattack as well. So very secure setup here by Shameless. Very secure. And here comes the all-in. We're gearing up for it. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. So 13-12 drone pull back. Let's go. And we'll see if Shameless keeps this probe on the low ground. We shall see. Oh, Zealots attempt this around. Lings, I should say. And they will barely get a couple of extra shots off. Yeah, Zealot is going to fall. Nice pickup. Can we get on top of the pylon? Oh no, can he get in? Oh, he can. Yeah, the reroll is not sufficient. Takes down the gateway. Adept is now out. Force a recall. And we have control of the low ground. We can go for the pylon. We can depower the gateways. At the same time, batteries are on the way in the main. And we gotta keep going. We have to keep going here. Boys are being pulled. We got 3 batteries in the main base. Can they finish it? They finish. Shameless will hold. As things collapse in, probe's gonna be going down. Batteries are finishing. Oof, yeah, batteries are not done. Batteries are complete. So with that, the Shameless, he still has mining, still has more probes. There is no Toast's pylon, but so far it saves it. It does save the pylon. And Fjant, he's going back home. Oof. Does turn around. Fjant is gonna try to macro. He has no mine. he left 1 worker to mine back at home, baby. Aye. So 0 economy here for Fjant. He will take over the low ground. He takes down the cyber core, but the Stargate's already halfway done. Just gotta be careful. Shades further in. Living use of the shade. And he will barely get away. Bradley pulls out, going Void Ray, not Oracle. Being a bit more secure. And Fjant, he has nothing. Fjant has 8 drones on mining. Meanwhile, Shameless, he's got 21. 21 workers. That does not go down. Void Ray's on the way. There's no Queen, there's no anti-air, so the Void Ray will kill everything. Void Ray will kill all. Oof. So far, nice worker micro here by Shameless. Surrounds the Zerglings. Void Ray is out. Oh. And Fjant, he does start a Queen. And from here, we're just macro. We're just trying to build up into some kind of early game here. Shameless has a massive lead, a massive advantage. As is up by 10 workers and has a faster natural. Order moving out, hunting down overlords. And again, it's just going to be a very difficult road to recovery here for Fjant. Just because he's so far behind. He was so all in. Yes, he did go back home with some drones. That's true. That's still not good enough. Yeah, still enough. Just now saturating on one base. Just now expanding. Shameless moving in. And behind this, taking up 39 extra gateways, building up his early game setup once again. Delta would be expansion. 2 queens in the main, and a spore. Just waiting for the second oracle. Second oracle's moving out. With 3 queens and a spore, we should be able to defend the main. What I'm most concerned by, of course, is saturating the natural. Be the biggest concern. Shameless does expand towards his opponents. Fjant does spot the oracles. Immediately has to evacuate. Immediately pulls away. Oh. And from here we can just go for charge. I mean, there's 2 options here. We can go into blink and just play into the mid game, or go for charge and go for an earlier timing. So Shameless has got options. As they look for a way in. Not quite able to. They're looking, Pappy, they're looking. Sports out of position. With that, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones. Oh my gosh. Brutal damage. The Spore is now repositioning. Unfortunately, it was just too far to the top side, so it wasn't actually covering the mineral line. So out of position. Shameless does punish. And Shameless is going for earlier charge, so he's going for the earlier push. Just going to be waiting for his Archons. Fjant going for an all-in. The second all-in here for Fjant. Oracles, they scout the roaches. He's without. No, he finds the Ravagers. No, he gets 1. He gets 2. He denies both Ravagers. I wouldn't even be opposed to Fjant just letting them finish. Just letting them finish. As Fjant moves in. The battery is a little bit out of range. Oracles, they still try to catch reinforcements. And the Queens, they do add a lot of DPS here. Unfortunately, there's no transfuse, there's no creep. There's no creep, no lair. Army's collapsing in. Here comes Stellar Warping as well. Fire doesn't connect, and Queens are going down. Yeah, catching at 1, 2, 3 Queens. The army crumbles, and with that Shameless, he shuts down the all-in. He defends well. GG gets called, and Shameless will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Again, it was a really rough start for Fjant. The game was decided in the first couple of minutes when he went for the 13-12 drone pool and when the all-in failed. As soon as the all-in failed, I mean, that was game then and there. The game still continued for a couple of minutes as we saw Fjant attempt to drone and saturate his natural and attempt to build up into a later all-in, but it was just such a rough start. Again, he went down to one worker mining. one drone was mining. He was able to save at least 7 more workers, race back home, but he was just so far behind economically, and with that, GG, well played. With that, we're now getting to game into our next series. We're going to be loading into our next series here. It's going to be a best of 3 between Jumi and Minizerg UA.